Hi everyone, welcome to Legal Talks by Desi Kanoon. I am Suyash and I am excited to have started this show. On today's show, we will discuss another latest judicial pronouncement, namely Bandhua Mukti Morcha versus Union of India, wherein the Honorable Supreme Court of India, vide judgment dated 29th of June 2021, passed certain directions for the welfare and well-being of the migrant workers and unorganized laborers of India. At the outset, in this case, the court observed that when the migrant laborers form more than one-fourth population of the country, all governments and authorities have to take special care regarding welfare of these migrant workers and laborers. Earlier, in this very case, the Supreme Court had passed order dated 26th of May 2020 to apprise the court of the steps taken by the government in relation to the plight of migrant workers regarding their movements and transportation during the period of pandemic and the lockdown. Thereafter, certain directions were issued by the court on 9th of June 2020 indicating that the migrant workers have to be dealt with humanely and benefits of existing governmental schemes must be given to them. Similar directions were also passed by the court on 13th of May 2021 and 24th of May 2021 indicating that there is a need to introduce the facility of One Nation, One Ration card to the needy migrants. One Nation, One Ration card is a scheme implemented by the Government of India providing for nationwide portability of National Food Security Act ration card. The central government and the states submitted their affidavits and compliances before the Supreme Court, and it is in this light that on 29th of June 2021, the Supreme Court passed certain directions in relation to the migrant workers. These directions involved the following points. Firstly, entitlement of dry ration by migrant workers who are not covered by the National Food Security Act 2013 and who do not possess a ration card. Secondly, the implementation of One Nation, One Ration card by states and union territories. Thirdly, coverage of rural and urban population under National Food Security Act 2013. Fourthly, the Interstate Migrant Workmen Regulation of Employment and Conditions of Service Act 1979 and its implementation. Basically, the Interstate Migrant Workmen Act provides for regulation of the employment of interstate migrant workmen and their conditions of service. Fifthly, the registration of unorganized workers. Sixthly, community kitchen for migrant laborers by states and union territories. And lastly, direct bank transfers to unorganized workers. Therefore, let us discuss the directions of the Supreme Court in this regard. Firstly, the court directed the central government to develop a portal in consultation with National Informatics Center for registration of the unorganized laborers and migrant workers. Such national database for unorganized workers NDUW is to be implemented by 31st of July 2021 and the process of registration of workers is to be completed by 31st of December 2021 so that the benefits of the welfare schemes of the government become available to the migrant workers and unorganized laborers at the earliest. Secondly, with respect to the issue of food security, the central government was directed to allocate and distribute food grains as per demand of additional food grains from the states. Thirdly, again with respect to the issue of food security, the states were directed to bring in place an appropriate scheme for distribution of dry ration to migrant laborers, for which it shall be open for the states to ask for allocation of additional food grains from the central government. Such a scheme is to operate at least till the time the Covid-19 pandemic continues. Fourthly, all the states that have not yet implemented One Nation, One Ration card were directed to implement the same by 31st of July 2021. Fifthly, the central government was directed to redetermine the total number of persons to be covered under the National Food Security Act 2013 in both the rural and the urban areas. Sixthly, the states and the union territories were directed to register all establishments under the Interstate Migrant Workmen Act 1979 and ensure that statutory duty imposed on the contractors to give particulars of migrant workers is fully complied with. And lastly, the states and the union territories were further directed to run community kitchens at prominent places where large number of migrant laborers are found for feeding those migrant laborers who do not have sufficient means to procure 2 meals a day. Such community kitchens were directed to run at least till the time the COVID 19 pandemic continues. With respect to direct bank transfers, the Supreme Court observed that direct bank transfer being matter of policy and being in domain of the state, no direction can be issued for any direct bank transfer. However, the court observed that in event any person is entitled for direct bank transfer as per the existing scheme in any state, he can avail the said benefit by the mechanism as provided in the policy decision. Those were the directions and observations of the court in the present case. So, what are my concluding remarks? I think that the directions passed by the court in this case are very valuable and needed for the overall well being of the economic and social condition of our country. Today, India is plagued by massive unemployment and job cuts. The migrant workers and the unorganized laborers form the bedrock of the economic activities in India. Be it the construction sector or the transportation sector or any other sector, without the contribution of these workers, India will never be able to achieve social, political, and economic security. These workers and laborers are the citizens of this country and they have every right to expect basic services and assistance from the governments who they form by casting their respective votes. I hope that the states, union territories, and the central government implement these directions as soon as possible and that there is no further delay caused in this regard. Hence, I hope you enjoyed listening to this show. Thank you for listening. Please do not forget to like and subscribe us, and if you have any comments, please make them in the comments section. See you next time. Till then, stay tuned.